Mirror work saved my life.
Welcome back, family, to the Rebirth Sanctuary podcast. I'm your host, Tanisha, where we talk about everything between burnout, mental health, nervous system regulation, and Qigong. Outside in the beautiful Mother Nature today, it's going to be a different video, so stay tuned. What's going on, everyone? We have here today Daniel Cox, who is a social worker from Brooklyn, New York. Say
Case
what's up.
manager, case
Case
manager.
manager, case manager.
It could also, go into that. I'm Daniel from Brooklyn, New York, um, and I work in social services, but I also have a clothing brand that is based in community and self improvement.
Burnout is one of the highest causes that people, especially people of color, high achieving people, are dealing with. And so we really want to bring some light to the conversation today on this YouTube channel.
Mirror work saved my life.
That's a crazy thing to be saying, just mirror work in itself. We're going to get into it.
All peachy, like anything else. I feel like life is like that, right? Like relationships are like that. If you're a parent, parenting is like that. You have good days, and then you have days that's just like it's taking a toll on you, right? Trying to be patient all the time is not easy, or as you build your patience, right? You're still working on it, and things can become overwhelming depending on what you have going on. So it's the same with working on yourself. I think it happens less often. I think I have tools now that I can go to, so I don't go or I haven't gone into like the lowest of lows,
Right.
like that I know I could have been at. But yeah, I think having the tools and having the experience makes it so that I don't get as bad. But it's definitely ups and downs, right? There's moments where I really have to get back, all the time. I have to get back in the mirror and do what I do. So.
What are some of the other tools that you have learned from, beginning your journey, including the mirror work, to now? Like, what are some other tools that you have added to your toolbox, to your mental wellness toolbox?
Definitely deep breathing. Deep breathing before bed, before I step out, like when I first wake up. Um, yeah, deep breathing is definitely the other one that I use a lot.
Beautiful. Do you do any of the box breathing? Is there a certain one that you like?
No, it's the simple. I breathe in, hold it. I want to say like 3, 4 seconds, and breathe out and repeat. Just paying attention to my breath when I'm doing that, and that usually helps me regulate myself. Like gets me calm. It makes me feel calm.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even have to be dysregulated, but it's just a
Yeah.
calming thing in general. So.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Breath work has been really important for me. That's why I asked what kind, because I love to do box breathing. There's also sometimes where I'm holding my breath.
Okay.
There's, I believe it's DMT breathing too, where it almost feels like you're a little bit high because you stop your breathing and you hold it for a little bit. So it's an interesting,
Hey, how
good.
you doing?
It's a really interesting technique to do because then you get more inside of your body while doing that breath work.
Yeah,
And
talk about that.
yeah, no, yeah, that's what we're doing. So DMT box breathing. So for example, like you can breathe in for 6, hold it at the top, and then let it go for another 6, and then at the bottom you're holding it. But on with certain instructors, sometimes you're holding it for almost like a minute.
Oh.
And so it activates certain chemicals inside of your brain that's almost like being a psychotropic,
Oh.
like being high
Okay.
in a way, or a psychedelic type of flow. And it could be a little trippy. Like I've had an experience where I was doing it for a couple of rounds, and then I went to go lay down a little bit because it's a lot on your body, and then I had like the most intense meditation vision after doing it, and that has helped with regulating my nervous system. So it's cool because we all have different things that we put into our mental wellness toolkit, but it's cool to be able to share so other people, on this channel can see what they like to try, because I don't believe that a one size fits all
Yeah.
when it comes to regulating your nervous system, when it comes to burnout and making you feel better as a human being. It's also trial and error, because I've tried things that I don't like I've done, for example, Vipassana meditation.
Yeah.
It's cool, it's nice, but I've learned that I really like just sitting with myself, breathing, and then working on being more quiet and just hearing my thoughts and letting it go instead of a guided meditation. Now, what has been, if any, your experience with meditations for helping your burnout?
Yeah. My experience is like I was just gonna say this while you were talking. I was thinking this. Um, I didn't always like. It wasn't comfortable for me doing deep breathing. At first,
Hmm.
it's now it's very comfortable. I can do it easily. But it took a lot of practice. It took me not believing in it at first, and but going back to it and trying it.
Yeah.
I also like tried other things like having something to hold on to
Wait, hold up.
in my pocket. I mean, when we were in college, I mentioned to you the other day that I saw a fire in you. Like you had a fire in you, and I really only saw that really when you were playing sports. Like I felt like our
Basketball
personalities,
player.
yeah, yeah, yeah. When you was playing basketball, I feel like different basketball players play how they play, or it's an extension of who they are.
Hmm.
It's an extension of parts of their personalities, not fully, but like
Yeah.
there's something in there. And I saw that on the court. And I even maybe even saw it a little bit outside of the court in certain moments. You had a fire in you. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But also, you've always been somebody that is there for others. Like I feel like you've always been what's the word? You always were. The word is missing me right now. Someone who pays attention to the needs of others.
Mm.
Let's just say, like you
Mm.
were like paying attention to.
Observant? Is that?
No,
No.
no,
Okay.
no. Um, yeah, the word. Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
Like, you've always definitely had that fire, but also you have always been very considerate of others. I
Mm.
noticed that. Like, you're taking into consideration how long it may take your friend to do their makeup, or, you know, like stepping up. Like, I have a car, I'll ride, I'll drive, or like you always had that vibe to you, where it's like it's
Mm.
almost like a motherly vibe. It's like you're
Mm.
paying attention to what's needed, and like you're stepping up, like, oh, I could do this, and without you don't care, you're happy to be there, and
Yeah.
you still have that.
Yeah.
And I think that can also be something that is can translate into feeling burnout, right? Like if you have
Mm-hmm.
your parents and you're constantly doing that,
Yeah.
you can get overwhelmed, you can get burnt out. And also what I've learned or what I've experienced with some people that also kind of have that as well, or even for myself, because I'm also,
Yeah. You're very considerate too. Yeah.
yeah,
We have that in common with each other. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm not always. I don't want to. I'm
Yeah.
not too my own horn. Like sometimes I'm just doing too much, and I
Yeah.
may miss a moment to be considered. Like I'm not perfect, right?
Neither of us are. So
Yeah,
let's get that out. Yeah.
yeah, but I have sometimes had expectations. Well, I learned to grow out of this, but
Hmm.
I definitely have had expectations of others based on how I was. Like I wouldn't,
Yeah.
I would do this,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
why wouldn't they do that? And I've learned to like let go of that. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
even
Okay.
by and the funny thing is I learn it more through becoming more self-aware. Like
Mm-hmm.
like there's been times when I didn't reply to text messages on time, or I've had moments like that, and I'm sure the person has been thinking like, bro, you just replied to me. Some of the things that maybe I have thought. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I do have something natural in me that does usually give people the benefit of the doubt, um, and that's kind of like a default for me to do that.
Yeah.
But more intentional about being like that has helped with that burnout coming from that. I feel
Yeah.
like
I agree with
because
that.
not only do you feel overwhelmed when you're trying to help, but then you feel even more when you think about
Mm-hmm.
everything that I do for you, and this is
Back
how
to me.
and
Mm-hmm.
why you're not doing that for me. Like
Yeah.
nah, like I'm doing this because this is what I like to do,
Yeah.
and this is just what comes natural for me to do, and it may not come natural for someone else. I'm lucky that this comes natural for me to do because it helps people feel better. It's something that's supportive, whatever the case is, but you can't be me, and we can't all be each other. Everyone's different for whatever reason. I don't want to think you're doing that on purpose and you
Right.
just don't want to be considerate on purpose. That doesn't help me.
Absolutely.
Now I'm gonna feel
Yeah.
burnt out because I'm gonna be like, can you change? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
if it's something that's too much for me, then yeah, definitely remove myself from situations that are obviously way too much. But
Yeah.
if at the root of it is someone having to change to be something that they have maybe said that they were trying to be and haven't done well, I know for myself
Yeah.
that I have goals for myself.
Yeah.
I have habits that I want to build for myself
Yeah.
that I have failed
Oop,
at
not the
doing.
not the wall.
you
No,
know
I
that
understand. Yeah.
that I have failed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
failed meaning like I don't say because failure isn't really like you can
Yeah.
it's a work in progress
Uh-huh.
basically. But I haven't met all of my personal goals in regards to like, oh, different considerations, different things that I can change to be a better person. So why would I then expect that from someone else? That's not realistic. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it.
Expectations, I think, is the word that I walk away from with what you just said, because that's something that I've struggled with. Definitely, like my expectations of others, and something I'm still working through, to be honest, because of what you said of like how I am as a person. Danny's worried about the bugs right now,
Yeah.
y'all.
That's a red ant.
Being
That's a red ant.
Yeah. Being really considerate, I find that it's an amazing trait to have, but it also can lead to people pleasing. One, and so when you're like, oh, I want to be there for everybody, like, and I do. At my core, it's who I am as a person, and it's like, man, like I also wish like people could show up the same way for me as I show up for others. So there is an expectation there that, and I've talked about this with my therapist in therapy of like, we want people to do certain things and be certain way because we are that way. So it's what to what you're saying of how you've moved through it. It's like a perception of, man, like I'm always there. You could call me, I will always show up no matter what. And so when I've been going through my burnout, I didn't have the same thing happen. People weren't showing up for me the same, and it hurt. It really did. It hurt my feelings, and those are also wounds that I have. It's like, abandonment and these emotional wounds, and we'll go deeper on that at another time. But it's that like, oh, I am like this, so why can't they be like this too with me? And it's the hardest thing to say out loud, like, I want you to show up for me how I'm showing up for you. I want to feel valued. I want to feel the effort in the friendships or the relationships that I have with people. And so I can see that, like, that fire side, like it can turn to frustration and anger too when you're going through, when things are already so hard, and it's like, damn, like, why can't this person just call and check in on me, too. So it's interesting to hear how it's, yes, it's a positive trait, and also it, because I'll be in my head, like how you said, like, if you didn't respond to somebody's text, and they're probably thinking like, damn,
Scenarios.
yeah, like, man, they take it for a while. I've definitely been that person, like, because I'm a quick responder too. And now though I understand, like, maybe they just don't have the time. Maybe they don't have the capacity. Like I don't have the capacity. But that's what I mean, where this is the part that takes work. You have to keep working at it. And just because you have a wound or you have a trigger or you're feeling upset about by something, it doesn't mean that you're a terrible person. It just means that you're human. But if you have the self awareness from these tools that we're talking about to realize these things, and you're willing to work on it, I feel that that's how my mental health has gotten better. Like I face it, I acknowledge it, and then I'm willing to work through it. I'm willing to journal about it. Like, damn, like I really dislike this person for how they have made me feel, even though I'm probably feeling it a little bit right now. And I find the journaling helps me get it out too. And then maybe I do, like, for myself, I like to light shit on fire. So I burn the paper, and that to me is like letting it go. And it may not be perfect for, maybe it helps me for a month or so, and it might come back, but I keep reworking the problem, reworking what's hurting me. And the more and more I do that, the more and more my heart can feel lighter, because it's a lot of self-forgiveness.
That's a big one.
It's really a lot of looking at me and like how I feel about this, and be like, Tanisha, it's okay that you don't feel like you've been held by people in your life. It's okay that they've hurt you. And now it's me
So it's not
feeling,
okay that they hurt you.
well, yeah, it's not okay that they hurt me. True. And some of the part is looking at it like, well, why does little me feel hurt,
Right, there you
right?
go.
So yeah, definitely big fact. So yeah, no, this has been a great conversation with this. I'd love to hear in the comments if you guys are resonating with this. What's your biggest takeaway? What has been your struggles with burnout? And if you're not currently already subscribed to the channel, definitely subscribe for more content like this. If you like talk about mental health and burnout, shout out to you, Danny, for having this candid conversation with me. I definitely appreciate you for being here, and definitely go follow them. Tell them your handle, where to contact you if you want his amazing clothes.
Eltsuh NY, so it's hustle spelled backwards, ELTSUHNY. And so, yeah, designed for you to read when you look in the mirror so that you can see words like love you, proud of you, you got this, keep going, things like that.
All right, family, until the next time, thank you for joining.